What's up, everybody? BC, welcome back to another podcast, Supreme Being. First and foremost, shout out to Team BC. I got some other things in the works as well outside of the team for my affiliation with eXp Realty. So I'm excited to announce that very, very soon. Also, my coaching Modern Success. Shout out to my family, my tribe. If you guys are interested in learning more about that or any of my courses or products, go to briancasella.com. All right. This is what I want to get into today. I don't care where you're at or what it is that you're doing. Right? Let's say I want to change careers and now temporarily I'm doing something else. I have a job, a part-time job, full-time job. I'm doing 6 part-time jobs, doing Uber on the side. And that's career-wise, right? Let's say in somewhere else in my life, I'm doing something that's transitional, right? Or I'm doing something that's leading me down the path of ultimately where I'm going to be. The point is, everything that you do, you have to do con ganas. Meaning you have to give it some energy, give it some life, dude. Everything that you do. And as simple as that sounds, I see people floating through most of life or feeling as if only one piece of life has to be given effort. Dude, everything you do has to be given effort. Everything. From your diet and your lifestyle to the way that you educate yourself and read and study, right? To your career. Even if the career path that you're on right now isn't what you want, you still should be killing it. Like I tell people, dude, if I was a janitor right now, I'd be the best fucking janitor on the planet. I'd be doing TikToks and showing people like, yo, being a janitor is an art form. Even if I was only going to do it for 6 months or a year, whatever it took for me to save up money and move on, or start the next side hustle or whatever it is, dude, I'm going to be the best one doing that. Even back in the day, man, when I was in school, work, study, part-time jobs, summer jobs, whatever it was, I always did that stuff wholeheartedly. I worked hard. I showed up early, left late. It didn't matter. On the basketball court, off the basketball court, whether something was my passion or not, it didn't matter, dude. I still gave it my all because there is no, if we're going to talk like a functional standpoint, right? The universal laws or whatever you want to call it, right? There is no, I'm going to half-ass this, but then be great at that. Like you can't do that. There's no escaping. There's no escaping that. You cannot get around that. Okay. You just can't. But also there has to be a level of pride when you do something. Why? You're the one representing that. You chose to do it. Even if it's temporary or whatever it is, again, you put yourself there. Even if you didn't put yourself there, there may be some things that you don't want to do. There's a lot of things that I've come across in my life that I didn't want to do. I still did that shit with zest and spark. God damn, you only have one life to live, ladies and gentlemen. Who wants to look back on what they did and be like, oh, well, 99% of my life was but that 1%, man, I gave it my all. That's stupid, dude. Even then in the moment, think about the moment. I want to make the moment fun and enjoyable. I don't want to go through life 70% of the time not liking it and waiting for the last 30%. That's why I don't buy into that whole vacation mentality, dude. That's why I don't do vacations. I built my life the way I want to, the way I want to live and what I want to do and dedicate myself to on purpose, man. This is the way I want it. I'm enjoying every moment. I love what I do, every part of it, whether I go live or I do my real estate stuff or I'm doing product stuff or coaching or traveling and speaking. Like, man, in the next week, I'm going to 2 events. One that I'm hosting for my tier 2 of my coaching. It's going to be a badass fucking event, dude. I'm excited. I'm going to Austin, Texas. I created that. And the next week, I'm going to Chaston Miles event and speaking at it. And I'm going to Dallas, to Texas. Again, good friend of mine. He's going to have an event. I'm going to contribute. It's going to be great. This is life by design, dude. I love this. Everything that I did before led up to this moment and everything else by design. And I'm having a fucking blast. So much so that motherfuckers think I'm on drugs or something like that because I have a lot of energy and I'm happy. Dude, get around me. Even to those fucking haters who run their mouth, I would still allow you the opportunity to get around me and observe just so you can see the shit is not a facade. I know you can't believe it, but I'll even let your bitch ass see it. Why? Because I believe in the betterment and improvement of people, whether they like me or not. But this is the energy you have to put across everything that I do. I have this intensity and this zest for life. Why? You can have it too, dude. You have to choose to do it. This is what allows you, like today, right? Let me give you guys a story. Today, I'm in the final process of, you guys know I've been acquiring a lot of properties since I've been here in Florida. I bought 3 properties in less than a year. And now my 4th piece of real estate is now a boat slip, right? I'm buying rights to a marina, which will be a dry storage that also has, VIP services, valet, they'll dry storage, dry store the boat for you, clean it, then prep it, put it on the water if you call ahead of time, the whole 9, right? Very eloquent, very nice. I'm getting the rights to the slip. I'm going to own it. Then I'm going to buy a boat and do my thing, right? But man, even going there and meeting Mike, shout out to Mike, right? Probably not listen to my podcast, my friend, but he's the owner of the marina. I bumped into him today. I met the other person who approves all the applications for the unit, and he approved me pretty much on the spot. And they're not technically, in quotes, not supposed to do that, but I had a good conversation with him. We have a friendship now. Same thing with Mike. Man, things are rocking and rolling, dude. But see, I could have just gone through transactionally meeting these people and did it like any other thing, but I chose to maximize the moment, have a good time, put a smile on their face, put a smile on mine, and make it fun. Even one of the workers at one point, I was like, yo, I'm lost. Can you come help me? And she was laughing like it was a good time. I'm choosing to do all this stuff and create these experiences because every single thing that I do, I want to do. I even noticed that the valet guy was not in the best mood, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this dude to crack a smile because I want him to have a good time. I want to have a good time. Let's go. Right? Everything that I do, I want to do this and bring this energy. But there's also a looseness and intensity and anything else that you want to put in. But dude, I show up every day and I do this. This is what I do. It's fun. I don't have to act. This is what I'm about. I've built myself to be this way. Right? There's a versatility here too. Right? I'm not just one way all the time, but man, I bring it. Why aren't you bringing it? Right? That's what gets rewarded in life. That's that attractive energy. That's that magnetism that you want. Right? That's that winner's aura that you build that you can have. But this is what it's going to take, dude. You're not going to be able to half-ass your way through it. You got to give it some oomph, my friend. Let's go. I don't understand how some people can listen to me and not be affected at all. I know I can't affect every single person on the earth, but let's go, dude. Let me transfer some of this fucking energy to you so you get up off your ass and do it. And even what you're doing now, you up it and you take it to the next level. Let's go. Right? Move with purpose. Right? One of the things, if you remember a long time ago, I said this when I went door to door, even cold calling, but more door to door. I said at the minimum, the people I interact with, whether they never see me again, we do business or not, I want them to leave that interaction, no matter how short, touched to where I gave them a little bit of spark and a little bit of energy and put a smile on their face or at least made their day better. Boom. That was my whole intention in the beginning. And when I did that, I won. Because I know long-term that's going to reward me, whether it's business now, making people feel better, building my reputation, whatever it is, it's going to give me something. And it benefits everybody else. But it's that approach, man. It's an attitude. It's what I bring behind it. See, this is universally applicable. Whatever it is that you're doing, you could have better results if you start doing this now. But life is what you make of it, my friends. And man, I used to believe that all this shit was bullshit and some people are just born that way. I used to fall into all the crap that some of you still buy into, right? Maybe some of you are broken free from a lot of that. And I commend you for that because it's not easy, dude. Everything we're taught and by who we're taught is fucking ass backwards on purpose, most likely, right? On purpose. But you got to get out. If you're watching me for whatever reason, you found me. Let me be that outlet for that at whatever level. Whether you'll never meet me, whether you'll only do this or that, doesn't matter. Take it from this episode and say, man, tonight I'm going to go to sleep with the right mindset. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and boom, jump out of my sheets in my bed and get to going, to building. Because every moment you're building yourself in your life, dude. Every moment. To how you treat your animals, to how you wake up, to the first thing that you do, to how you approach your work, to how you think about it, to your studies and your dedication to what it is and your future. And are you writing things down and all the basic stuff, right? All that stuff builds. All that stuff builds to what you want to do and where you're going to go. But you got whatever you're doing now is a step towards where it is that you want to go. Approach it with a particular mindset and attitude. That, man, I need to do this to the fullest because, like, let's say it's a job and you're saving up money. Well, the better you do that side hustle, whatever it is, the quicker you save up money to then do what you want to do. Or maybe you get a promotion and get paid more, and then, you can leave that place quick, whatever it is. Or maybe being a little bit better and giving it your all gives you that one opportunity because that one person that you would have never met, you caught their attention and they started talking to you and you ended up making a good connection with them. I don't know. It could have been any of those things, or maybe a myriad amount of other things that I didn't even mention. That's the point, though, is you never know. I've attracted so many opportunities to myself because of this that otherwise would not have come to fruition. I almost can't go anywhere now without people like gravitating towards me or my group or whatever it is. And again, it's not a brag like, oh, we're so cool. No, it's just how we treat people, how we respond to the environment, how the environment responds to us, how we carry ourselves, the energy that we bring, the vibe that we have, all of that contributes. It's nothing special. It's what we decide to do. And we move with purpose. I move with purpose. And this shit is contagious. This is why I tell people, get around this. It's getting harder and harder to get around me. Get around me or these other people that you've selected, maybe that are different from me or don't roll with my crew. That's fine, but get around them. Do whatever it is that you need to do. This is what you need to be around. Otherwise, it's not going to change. Experiencing it in the flesh, in person, and being around it consistently will change your life. It's guaranteed to. It's guaranteed to. Is it important to you, though? Do you see what I'm describing in this podcast? Can you actually tangibly say, oh, yes, I can see clearly and understand what he's saying? That tomorrow, you showing up to work with a particular attitude and energy and vibe changes your results and your life. To how you do normal things like go to the grocery store or run your errands, saying hi to people, making eye contact, walking differently, all those little things. If anything, at the very least, it will alter and magnify your experience of this life. Are you the person that if I talk to you and stop to you, you describe your experience on earth as heaven, or would you describe it as hell, which are two references that most people understand, whether you're religious or not? Because I would be one to tell you that we are living heaven on earth. Absolutely. Why? Because I'm the creator of my experience. I make it heaven on earth through my mind, my imagination, my actions, and how I choose to view and perceive the world, and how I take advantage of opportunities and everything else. I love it. I love life. I want to keep living and live it to the fullest. Do you? Well, if you say that you do, your actions better prove that. They better show that. They better demonstrate that. Otherwise, you're just full of shit like everybody else. But see, imagine now you listen to me, you're a business person. You don't think my clients pick up on this energy, dude? They love being around me. They even tell me, man, you're so pleasant to be around. You have this aura. You're cool, right? You always seem to be in a good mood. It seems like you love what you do. Well, yeah, of course. Don't you think it's easier for those people to pick me or my team members or somebody that I know to do business with because of that? Of course. You see, but this isn't difficult. That's what I want. It's not hard. It seems hard at first because you're not used to doing it. But when you get used to walking around with your chest out and smiling and being loose and being comfortable, it then becomes your norm. But you gotta actually do it. You gotta be mindful and make these changes and say, where am I starting right now? Where are you? Are you at the opposite end of the spectrum? That's fine, but start there and do something about it. But everything you do, make the commitment. I'm gonna give it that extra oomph. I'm gonna give it that little extra something, man. Right? This is another reason I like from time to time watching comedians, how they can take the everyday experience and make it funny. That's amazing to me. That's like an art form. That's beautiful. That's them looking at what other people look at as something that's bad or a drag or stressful or negative, and they make you laugh and many times cry of laughter. What a potent, clear, simple example of what I'm describing on this podcast in a parallel way. Learning and being able to laugh at everyday stuff that stresses other people out and makes life miserable for them. That's literally a fucking superpower. I can do that, and I've been doing that for a long time, but can you? Or are you the type that says, well, I mean, that's not funny? Are you that closed off? Which energy contributes to you having more life and getting more accomplished versus one that drains from you and makes this experience less worthy of what your imagination can create? Right? So what are you going to do? Because I don't care where you are, you can implement this. You may be down in the gutter right now listening to it. Doesn't matter. I've been there too. I've been depressed. I've been feeling like shit. I've been feeling hopeless, not in control of my life. I mean, I've been there. At whatever degree you're at, I've been there, believe me, or worse. But I had to start making these changes. And you know when it impacts you the most is when you feel like it's not going to make a change and you make the change. Because that's exactly when you need to do it. When it seems like the farthest thing from what you're supposed to do or seems absolutely ridiculous, that's the exact moment. You think the stuff is like, oh, this is easy. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. No, it's when it's at the furthest corner of your mind where you're like, that's the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard. I'm never going to do that. That's exactly when you need to consider it and do it. When it feels like you're pulling teeth and nails down the chalkboard trying to do it. It's like, oh, I don't want to do it. That's when you need to do it. That's when you need to do it. Because you know exactly what situation and when you need to implement this, because you're thinking about it right now. That one person you have to deal with at work that you just allow to take you down in the dumps energy wise, right? That one client you're hesitating to call or follow up with because you're scared, whatever it is. Call them with a smile on your face. Confront that coworker differently to where even they'll be surprised, and show them you can't fuck with me, right? You know that song, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe? Tell them you can't kill my vibe, homie. This vibe that I create that's ever present cannot be shook or changed by anything outside of me unless I grant it that capability. This is your superpower as a human being. You can create from within and put that out. That's what I've been doing for a long time and trying to show you and demonstrate to you, but you don't want to come around. You don't want to experience it. You're only getting a taste of it on the podcast or through YouTube and that kind of stuff. But I urge you, this is extremely important. This is huge. This is what you have to do. This is the new currency you need to get a hold of, because this will keep you in abundance. It will keep plenty of money in the bank for you. It will allow you to be around people because people will want you around. If you're employed right now, it'll keep you employed and all the things that you want. This will help you do that and accomplish that. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Because this is something that cannot be faked, and it's that special something that everybody wants and needs secretly, that they're drawn to, that they're so attracted by, but they can't quite put their finger on it. Yet at the end of the day, the answer is right underneath their nose and in the palm of their hand. It's under their control. It's a choice. I am bringing energy. I'm bringing life. I'm going to do this, because all of you have the capacity to do all those things that you want to do or that I've been talking about. It's not special. It's not reserved for a small percentage of people, blah, 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 blah. Because what I talk about is simple and anybody can implement these things. I'm not saying you need to go out and have a 50-inch vertical leap, because yeah, some people are never going to get that. But what I'm talking about is practical when it comes to communication and the use of your imagination. All it requires is imagination and commitment and discipline. That's it. And some of the other things that I talk about. And it takes time, of course. But Rome wasn't built overnight. The blacksmith takes time to make the sword and forge the shield and the other weapons and the armor. It doesn't happen overnight. But man, hopefully you took some from this podcast, some of this energy, take it with you and come back and watch it again and remind yourself, this is what you need. Because this is the difference maker. When you feel like you have nothing else, you can always have this. Why? Because I can create this energy and stimulus from within me. I don't need coffee. I don't need any other bullshit. I don't need to watch anybody else. This comes from within me, and it can come from within you too. But are you looking within you, or do you always continuously seek outside of you? Because that's the key. I stopped seeking outside of me and started looking here. And that's where I found it. I started building myself in the image of these other fantastic examples we've had in history, to create the new me, the stronger me, the better me. It's an accumulation of everything from the past, because what's now can be infinitely better than what was behind us. Why? Because we're here now and they're not here anymore. And they left in the history books and as evidence everything that they accomplished and who they did and how they got there, so we can improve upon it. Are you just simply skipping along, or are you going to take what the greats left us and improve upon it? Because that's your obligation and your duty. At the very least, I challenge you to do that. How about that? I'm challenging you to step up. I'm challenging you to bring this energy to everything that you do. You think I want to get on here every night sometimes and do these podcasts? No, but I still do it and I still deliver because that's what I do. That's what I do. That's written into my code that I wrote. Just like here on my chest, you see no retreat, no surrender. Never, never. And it goes beyond the Spartans and all that. This is timeless, and it will carry with me and to the next generation and to the next people until they decide to stop. Okay, that's it for this one, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. BrianCostello.com and check everything out. Shout out to Team BC and keep a lookout for the new announcement that I have with my real estate company. All right, see you guys.